guys, welcome to the Diana Falzone show here every Thursday at 11 a.m. You know, usually it's a very serious subject matter, like last week, which was, would you let your boyfriend go to a strip club? Scandalous topics, really, hard-hitting news. But today I have a funny feeling. It's not only going to be informative, but funny. I brought in my gal pal, who also happens to be, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best authors, hands down. She gives great advice. Really wonderful for anybody who's in need of learning how to dump a friend. Author of Dump 'Em, Jody Inspire.
Thank you for having me, Diane. I'm happy to be here.
Well, I'm happy to have you here. And as always, guys, if you have questions, comments, this is a highly interactive place, so you can raise your Paltalk hands to talk to us if you have a microphone. If perhaps you don't have a microphone, don't fret, my pets, because Alan, our amazing screener right outside the door, we always bother him, he will make sure to type in your message and get them right to us. So all very exciting stuff. Now, when I hear the title Dump 'Em, I'm thinking, oh, this has to be about a guy.
You know what? You're not alone in that. But for me, I figure there's so many books out there that teach you how to break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend that why do I need another one?
Right.
So for me, it was really about the other relationships in life, like your hairdresser or your therapist or your friends, that were way more important for me, at least, to write. So Dump 'Em just means those other relationships, not romantic.
You know, it's interesting that you said that, because one of our very own, Gary, here at Paltalk, as soon as I let him know the name of the book, he said, oh, yeah, I get it. It's Toxic People. And I said, yep. And he said, please have Jodine give me a special, personal, face-to-face lesson on this, because...
Gary, come inside right now.
Yeah,
yes.
it's a difficult thing.
Well,
there's Gary.
I'm here. I'm here
Hi,
with
Gary.
you.
I like your voice.
You know what it is that I'm a nice person. I really am, and it's hard for me to say to people who come into my life who are draining, sayonara. You know, you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. And I'm not even talking about romantic relationships necessarily. I'm just saying, you become involved with somebody, you invest time in a person, and then you find out that that person is not particularly good for you. They kind of drain you, and for your own mental well health, it's probably best to walk the other way, Jose. But you don't want to hurt the individual's feelings.
It's true, but you know what's interesting in this situation is, who are we really hurting? We're hurting our own feelings, because by not saying something and standing up, we're really not taking care of ourselves. And I think so much of Dump 'Em is about empowering yourself, learning the right things to say so that you can empower yourself and get rid of those relationships. The other thing that kind of came up writing the book is no one teaches us how to break up with these people. Like you pointed out, there's so many books that teach you how to dump your boyfriend and girlfriend, but it is different. If you want to dump your therapist or your hairdresser, it's different than your lover. And so I think that so many of us are afraid to do it because we've never been taught.
Exactly. That's never something that you have to discuss. Jim in Michigan. Hey, Jim.
Hey, it's good to be here.
Good
in
to have
relation
you
to removing a person from your list, for example, if I was going with a lady before I got married, which this June I'll be celebrating 35 years,
wow,
and she found out I was dating another lady, shouldn't it work both ways? If I date another lady and I know she's dating another guy, she let me go or say I don't have time for you because you're dating someone else? Fair is fair for both sides of the fence.
Jodine, you want to take that?
Well, again, my book isn't about the romantic relationships, but I would say fair is fair as long as both people are open and honest about what's happening here. If you're dating someone on the side or she's dating someone on the side, you have to kind of tell the other person. That's honesty.
And that's something that we're not doing when it comes to interpersonal relationships, like you keep addressing hairdressers, therapists, your laundromat, any of those things, any of those relationships that you've had, if you're not happy, and you see most people avoid, and that's very dishonest.
Big avoider.
You're
I was.
an avoidant person?
I was.
Is that why you don't return my calls sometimes?
Who didn't call who when she was in Los Angeles recently?
I didn't have a car.
Feel dumb. I would have gone to get you. See? We're having it out right now. What I would say to Diane if I was dumping her right now is I would give her the heads up.
Yeah.
I would say to her,
Thanks.
Diana, I feel like in this relationship, I'm the one making the effort to kind of see you, and I'm not feeling it in return. So I really will need for that to change if we're going to continue to be friends. So the heads
Right.
up is a good way of kind of preparing yourself or the other person for the potential dump.
Right. Now, if I was someone who didn't want to be dumped, which I don't, I would say, well, are you around this weekend?
Nice. See, in that particular situation, she's saving our friendship. If he just was silent and said, I'm going to be busy this weekend since I know you're leaving on Monday.
Oh, you're leaving Monday.
I am leaving on Monday.
Okay.
Or Tuesday, I'm not sure yet, so we
Okay,
can see
good.
each other.
Awesome.
Yeah. Good. Nice. See, we don't have to dump each other, which
No.
is very good. Because I actually thought she brought me on the show because she wanted to have, she had to say something to me.
Yes.
So I'm glad.
Exactly
Thank you, Diana.
right.
So to finish this with the friendship thing. So if I've given you the heads up and warned you that if you don't change, I am going to dump you, it gives her time to fix it. She fixed it in this case. If you don't fix it and are busy, then I have to sit down with you and really kind of give you the full-on dump 'em, which is basically mentioning that I gave you the warning,
Right.
things haven't changed, and acknowledge that it's an awkward conversation. I think we're so paralyzed by the uncomfortableness of it.
Yeah.
But if you just put it out there and say, this is really uncomfortable. I don't like having to say this. Just it softens the blow a little bit. It sets a nice tone. And if you can pay them a compliment, I mean, if it's a friend or a hairdresser or a boss or someone in your life, because it's not just personal relationships in the book, it's also professional. Say something positive. It was great working for you. You have a great laugh. I love laughing with you. Whatever you want to
Aw.
say, just kind of set those nice things up. I loved being on your show, but then say, unfortunately for me, it's
Start
not
getting
working, and
dumped.
I need to end the relationship. I know this is how it's going to happen. Hopefully, never.
Yeah.
But the other thing I've done is I've made it clear that our relationship is over. I think people make the mistake of backpedaling. They'll start to kind of say, we're done.
Right.
And then they'll just segue into, you know what, I'm having a bad day.
I
Work
do
sucks.
that. I do that all the time. I'll be really honest and upfront and just say, like, listen, I really don't like your behavior. I can't do this anymore. And then I'll see their hurt, and then the initial reaction is, you know what, I'm PMSing. It's
Right.
me. It's me.
Not good. You do not want to do that. You have to be really clear,
Yeah.
which is why you should rehearse what you're going to say and just make sure they understand at the end of that conversation you're done.
Right. Nancy. Hello, fancy Nancy.
Oh, fancy Nancy.
Fancy Nancy.
I like that.
Uh-oh.
She's so fancy she won't talk to us.
That's the fun thing about being all over the world. Sometimes the connection gets a little off. Nancy, chime in whenever you figure out your mic situation. But